Many stories of people coming into the store expecting to get far too much for their games. Yeah. I mean, all the fucking time. The problem with a question like this is it's just so broad and it happens so many times a day.
You're always ripping people off!
That there's no way I can possibly, like, just pick one really good story. But here are the two types of people who expect way too much for their games. The people who bring me a box of old NES games, and as soon as they say I was looking up some values online, I know they're going to want too much. Because that means they saw a Top Gun going for $100 on Amazon. And, I mean, there's just no way. And I'll open the box and I'll be like, you know nothing in here is worth any money, right? And if they go, yes, I continue on. If they go, well, this, and this, I'm like, no, no, and no. And I'll even, like, go find eBay completed listings and show them.
Before people in the comments massacre you, you usually offer around, 50% credit for the game?
It depends on what it is and how badly we need it. I usually actually do, if it's something I know will sell, I usually do about 2/3 credit, 1/3 cash. If it's something that is less popular or I have a shitload of copies of, if it's something less popular but I don't have a shitload of copies of, 50% credit, 50% of that in cash. And then if it's something I have a billion copies of, I say, hey, I have a ton of copies of this, but if you really want to get rid of it, I can give you like $1 or $2. And if they say no, I just give it back to them.
Okay.
So, I mean, like Smash and Mario Kart, that's stuff that fuck 50%. I'll give you 66.
Sure.
Point.
Which is very fair for credit, especially if your games are at Luna are usually fairly priced. Some I've gotten deals on, so I can say that 2/3 credit at Luna is not a bad deal.
There have been some that, well, and you also have to understand that if our prices are a little higher on something, you're also going to get much more credit on that item if you bring it in.
Yes.
I am not Joe Jackass who is going to bring you a game and give you $1 and sell it to you for 35. If I sell the game for 35, I'm going to give you 20 in credit for it.
No, and I'm speaking this. I have traded in some stuff to Luna, and they have given me a fair trade-in value. I'm not just saying that because he's
across the table from you.
And yelled at me 2 days ago.
I did. Right. Basically, it's the people who read articles about stadium events, or hear about an expensive and vintage game and they think it's all going to be worth money. This also happens a lot with Atari and Atari games. People just assume that because it's from the 70s that they're not $5 a dozen online. The other person is the person who doesn't get that they need to stop buying sports games every year if they plan on making profit on them, or stuff like that. Modern game buyers who bring me a stack of 10 games, and the most recent one is from 3 years ago, and I'm like, I really can't do more than $15. Well, why? Well, because this game sells for $2. Well, then why can't I get $2 for it? Because then I don't make a fucking profit, jackass. That's why.
I can't keep the lights on then.
So, I mean, those are the two types of people who really expect to get, way too much.